Okay. So the question is, how much of an impact can a strong, skilled product owner have? I I think it's the whole ball game, right? I mean, it's if you let engineers be engineers, they will do the engineering, right? We can it's fairly straightforward. I know that's a generalism, but it's fairly straightforward to get a group of people to build lots of stuff, right? To especially engineering teams, coders, software teams, testers, they want to get through the work, they want to build lots of stuff, and you can move teams more easily towards creating lots of stuff. So now we've got lots of stuff coming out the other end, but it's not the right stuff. It's not the valuable stuff. It's just stuff. It's just what customers have been asking for. It's just which isn't necessarily the right thing. So we can get quite quickly to building lots of stuff, but it's very, very difficult to build the right stuff. And the difference between an average product owner, right, which not a bad product owner is just bad, right? There's no point in having them. An average product owner is going to be focused on, how do I be that funnel for the organization, the customer, stuff coming in to get a single story, right? That's an average product owner. But when you have a real product owner, like a great product owner, they're not looking at that. They're looking forward into they've delegated that to their team already, right? The team's doing that. They're looking forward into the future. They're thinking about, how do I get things in front of the customer when they need them, not too late. Because ultimately, when your customer asks you for features, when they ask you for capabilities in your product, it's already too late, because it takes time for you to deliver those features, and then by the time you've delivered them, that's the delay, the cost of delay between the ask, or a cost of delay, between what the customer is asking for and when you're actually delivering it. I mean, it might be 2 weeks, but it might be a big thing and it's 3 months. It might be 6 months. What does not having those features cost the business from when they realize they need them? So great product owners are looking forward into the future. They're looking at the market, if it's a B2C product. If it's a B2B product, they're looking at the state of the organization. They're looking at what's happening in the business, what direction, a strategic direction is the business going, and building lots of little experimental features to figure out what resonates best with the users in order to solve those future problems and test those ideas, so that when customers do ask for features, your answer is, would you like us to turn that on for you? We've got we've got a version of that ready to go for you. Would you like to try it? Or even it's already there, right? I mean, that's the trick. That's I can't remember the name of the author, but there's a book called Crossing the Chasm, and that's what it focuses on: is how do we stop building for the laggards, right? The people that they aren't the innovators. They're just the people. That's table stakes, right? Products must do those things. How do we cross over and start building for the early adopters? How do we get early adopters into our story? How do we engage with those people? How do we find them so that we can start building features for the early adopters? Because what the early adopters want today is what the laggards want in 6 months' time, right? So then those people that are the early adopters, who are early adopters because they want to engage and they want to play with new experimental things, you're engaging with them and they're telling all their friends, who are the laggards, right, all the cool stuff that's coming down the line, and they're like, oh, that's cool, but we don't need it yet, right? We don't need that yet because we're not using it. But even just that, planting that seed of that idea starts to lead the market rather than follow the market, right? So and by market, I mean either external or internal market. So the difference between the thing that makes that product owner great is that they're able to anticipate what the next thing is using evidence-based techniques, using empiricism, levering hypothesis-driven engineering practices to be able to get one step ahead of where everything else is. The ultimate accolade for a great product owner is that company's competitors are looking at what they're doing and saying, what are they doing? Let's build that, right? That means you're leading the market rather than following the market. And that's kind of where you want to be.